Hello there and welcome to Creative Computation 2, which is exactly what it says on the screen right now. I am your host, Pippin Barr. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Design and Computation Arts, and I teach the two introductory programming courses in the department. The first one is called Creative Computation 1, or CART 253. The second one is called Creative Computation 2, very creative title. And that's CART 263, and this is the video welcoming you to CART 263, so welcome. What I wanted to do is just give a little bit of an introduction to the course before we all meet for the first time, just so that you're kind of prepared for the kind of thing that we're going to be doing. And really, the key to what we're going to be doing is continuing to work in JavaScript, but eventually kind of moving beyond only using JavaScript and p5.js to start programming in JavaScript more as it's commonly done on the web, and particularly by looking at different libraries, which are different add-ons to JavaScript that we can use to accomplish interesting things, and to work out how to use them creatively, basically. So let me show you a few examples of those sorts of things. I'm actually going to ignore these, and I'm going to go straight to just some examples of the kinds of things that we might think about doing, right? So in CART 263, we're still using JavaScript. We're still, programming in Atom. We're still running our code in the browser. The difference is that instead of always using p5.js, we'll also be looking at how to use JavaScript in combination with HTML and CSS to create creative projects. So here's an example of a little text-based interactive project. We can pull this trigger. I don't love that this is a gun, but it's using CSS, JavaScript, CSS animations to make these little bullets fly across the screen and reload. Or, for example, we might learn to use a library that can let our web page talk like this.
Yo kiksu fiti maluko minabofa pazui zadaki wu zubajoyu. Heyo daimi kurek otar zakatune kebafax, quio and pu kijumi. Wa raka fusazu dizu, tihel sayano
Okay,
to
well, that's probably
kazavia.
enough of that, isn't it? So those are the kinds of things we're going to be looking at. I made those last two, but I also wanted to show you a little bit of student work here. So you might end up doing things like making a kind of creative alternative portfolio website, like we see here. This is by Matthew Fishman. As you can see, he's using kind of interface elements like these dialog boxes. That's from a library called jQuery UI, which goes with jQuery. You can see that he's got my webcam working in the background there, and it's being rendered out to text. That's happening on a canvas, I believe, with p5.js in the background. So you can sort of portray yourself through code, which is always fun. Some students have chosen to kind of critique social media by creating mock-ups of alternate visions of social media programs, or to what it sort of feels like to use a social media program, for example. So there's this interactive piece by Anisha where you can comment on somebody's pictures, and it reflects on the kind of emotional effects of comments, with Anisha replying to you, for example. Very nice. This piece by Xavier is about interacting with something on the internet with files. So we've got this little creature drawn in ASCII here, and we can feed it by dragging image files and text files, and it will grow and become happy or hungry based on the kinds of files that we feed to it. This is a kind of strategy building experience made by Martin, which is completely built in HTML and CSS. So this is not using the canvas, which is what we're used to with p5.js. This is entirely built out of HTML elements styled with CSS, and using, again, things like jQuery UI here for this interface element here. Pretty impressive. And This piece by Yiji is an escape room. So again, built in HTML and CSS rather than in P5.js on the canvas. We can look around at the different walls and solve different puzzles based on what we're looking at. Very impressive. And finally, this piece by Asa is using some machine learning stuff as well as this very cool physics-based mapping technique to look at different faces and components of faces. And if we click on one of these, you can see it's got these confidence ratings about what ethnicity the machine learning algorithm felt that this particular piece of a face was from. So a real diversity of projects become possible, especially because we are looking at using JavaScript with a more sort of diverse ecosystem of libraries, moving beyond the idea of a canvas and animation on a canvas towards thinking about HTML, CSS, voice recognition, 3D models, all kinds of stuff. We're going to learn all kinds of stuff. It's going to be super, super fun. At the heart of it, we're going to be continuing to build our confidence in JavaScript. That's the objective. And perhaps most importantly, we will be able to make things like the famous beach party. And this music really conveys, I think, what the course is going to be like, right? Feels very dramatic, maybe a little intimidating. And then it's all about a big party because we're just going to be having fun, learning how to code, and expressing ourselves with the magic of programming. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a great course, and I'm really looking forward to meeting in person, except not in person, and talking about this more and getting into the fun work of making our programs. So see you soon, and hope you had a good holiday. Bye for now.